What were we going to talk about? I want to hear more about your experience as a psychologist. So what do you do psychology?
I have two education, clinical medical psychologist, sexologist, and family therapist.
Okay.
And I work, it was very funny when it's become to be stressed up, how immediately he changed topic about sex. It's very normally for men. If women will wake up every morning, your man with blue job, girls, I promise you, it's your man, less wars, less problems, less conflict in this world. Very often when you start to fight, just make a sex. And after sex, a lot of conflicts will disappear.
What do you see the difference between Russian women and Western women?
I work with a lot of American women. I work with every world and a lot of Europe. I never work in Russia.
Okay.
I left when I was a student, and I always work only Europe and America. And I notice, but for example, my mother lived with my father 45 years, and they are very happy. We are 3 children. They have 6 grandchildren, and we continue to be always together and support each other. My 2 ex-husbands, they love me a lot. They support me a lot. They're my best friends. We are always common together. My stepmother always crazy about me. Divorce, it's not end. You can love so much each other. We go to the holidays, we make today the birthday. It's very normal from people who develop and mature. For me, not normal when people divorce and fight. I don't understand it. And in my experience, my mother always respect my father, but always you obliged to respect. And always she put my father up than children. She always say, your father sleeping, now it's my time with father. And until today, she so admire him, say, see how beautiful your father. He's 75 and he still work. My father until now take care about my mother, take her on holiday, my gifts, flowers. All my husband always take care about me. Until today make me gifts and take care about me because it's normal. But I really admire and respect all of them. I very respect my father and I will always appreciate him. He's not perfect, but it's my father and I always will love him. I always will love my ex-husband and father of my child, always, forever, and always will respect him and always only good words. I very appreciate him. And it's normally behavior when you are like this. In my business, I was in Forbes, like one of the most successful entrepreneur in Bulgaria, and men helped me to make business. I very respect men.
Yes. Thank you. No. Thank you. Because most women that are actually successful and
men help me.
Men help me. I know, but that's we will always acknowledge. Like I can always tell the like boss babe, do it on my own. That mentality as a woman will get you nowhere in business. I am where I am at because I've listened to men smarter than me.
I was many years until today in media business and has the first show about sex in Bulgaria.
Okay.
And has a man like Larry King here in Bulgaria. He invited me and together with him we make our TV show. It was a revolution because never people speak about sex so openly. And after him, I has many projects about coaching psychology, but always I remember that man helps me. You cannot make successful business if not have men on your back. My husband helped me, my friends help me, men help me always.
Well, and do you know what I realized too? Do you know what I hate? And I hate this to my core. Women that think they're better than men because they make more money. Because it's like I make a lot for a girl, right? But well, I mean, I do well and I make more than a lot of men, but I'm not better than the guy that built the building because I wouldn't be able to do any of this without men. But it's like we have made women's lives so comfortable that we don't realize we need men. I need a man to protect me if anyone breaks in. I need a man to build the building. I need a man to do the plumbing. I need a man to do the electricity. I need a man to invent stuff. It's like the successful women cannot do what they do without men. And so it irritates me to my core when we get to a certain point and then shit on them as a thank you because we couldn't get there in the first place. One example I see of this is like Chelsea Handler. You know, she's turned into like a man hater when she couldn't even do comedy without the microphone. She couldn't do comedy without the building. She couldn't do comedy without Ticketmaster, which was invented by a man. Yeah. No, wait, you can unmute her mic. That was a girl from earlier. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I totally agree with you. Like, we cannot work in isolation and say, is it working?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So having 6 brothers, and around men all my life. Like, even now when I'm single, I've got so many men friends, and there are things in my house like if the bulb needs changing or that fridge thing has broken, I always say, oh, I will wish there's a man there or somebody, or I'll call a man to come and do the job. And definitely this world can't, work without them. And equally, like, for us women, definitely there is like an element of they bring protection, they bring security, they are more stronger, which I feel like even in my religion, if you look at Muslim as a religion, we pray behind men. And I love that about it, because there is a sense of like security. We are emotional.
Yeah.
We are emotional. We need to be taken care by men. Like, brought up with 6 brothers, I have that, I have that thing of, it gives you strength, actually. Mm-hmm. It really does. Like, so there is no going back about a woman can. No, we can't.
No, we literally can't.
We just literally can't.
And the crazy thing, in all of history, we have not needed women in the workforce.
Yeah.
We have not. I'm not saying there are not exceptions. There are. But as a whole, we have not needed them. So why do we think now is different? Like, why is now special?
That's a very good question. I think, obviously, because it's just the mindset has changed to... we like, a lot of people say to me, you're a very strong woman and you're a very powerful woman. And it just sometimes, I was like, no, I'm not. I need this kind of help. But it's just the more people say that to me, you're very strong, the more I get labeled as somebody, oh, a man doesn't need to take care of. In fact, in my last relationship, I felt like that's what happened, that he perceived me as so strong that he's just like, you don't need me. And I'm like, I do. Like, but it's just the way positioning of, okay, I have to be responsible for my kids. I'm living on my own, that kind of thing. And it's like, it's that perception. How do you, my question is, how as a woman you balance it all, that you can still go out, like being a finance director of a company. I didn't choose that career. I fell into and then I started loving finance and numbers, and I'm passionate about it to make a difference at workplace, etc. But I don't necessarily call myself I'm a career woman.
Yeah.
I would love to be at home and be somebody's wife and serve him. That's what I did for 18 years with the men I was with. It's just, there was no communication. There was nothing there in the sense of...
I just don't get that.
I know. I think what happened,
it's our culture, isn't it? It's the Pakistani Muslim culture.
I think what happened and what he shared with me in the end was why he didn't communicate with me from literally the wedding night is he thought he's bringing a girl from... I think he wasn't ready to get married, and he was pushed into it because they wanted the younger brother to get married. So he married a girl from Pakistan who couldn't even wear... Because he wanted me to wear heels to fly back here, on my plane journey back. And my father-in-law had the keys for the suitcase and bags. And I did go to my father-in-law. I said, so I can take the heels out? And he said, no, it's all closed. So this man, he decided not to talk to me on the whole plane journey. And at that time, I realized I married a complete stranger. He's not even talking to me, and I'm going to his country.
Like in 18, I just don't, you didn't have a conversation in 18 years?
Other than, okay, here's the food. Here is this, nothing about future, nothing. That's what made me I got myself busy.
The only reason is the story doesn't make sense. Like
it doesn't. But what he told me in the end was, his words were, I married a girl from a village and you don't know how to have a conversation, is his sentence. I don't know what he was dealing with. I still think he's a great human being, because he didn't do anything wrong in the sense of he didn't go and cheated on me. He wasn't a drinker, nothing like that. But I think there was a communication gap between us, and I wasn't like how I'm talking today. You have met me 10 years ago. I was a very quiet. I actually enjoy when he comes home, get the dinner ready. House should be super clean. My kids should be in bed. I love nurturing. That motherly instinct.
I know. Even like hearing this, I just don't hear a real reason for divorce.
Yeah.
No, this is just my.
It was more of a when I married him. He was in financial debt, and he kept getting himself into financial debt.
Okay, so it was more finance.
It's more finance for him. He was really into branded stuff, and then he loses contract. And I always go and support him. Like I went out, worked, paid his debt off.
Okay, so it was money.
So I keep building him, and it was keep going down. And I think it has an impact on me. Like there was no stability with the two kids, and I then made a decision, and I said it's not healthy for him. It's not.
Do you know what confuses me? Because like, wouldn't it still be more expensive? Because then it's 2 rents instead of 1.
He went back to his mom's house, and he didn't financially.
I'm just curious because I just hear this stuff a lot, and a lot of times it just doesn't make sense to me.
It's not like I have tried to 5 years. I give it back and forth, and I even promised his mother once, he's never coming back. I'm taking care of him.
Yeah.
But I think at one point,
so he was like a son husband.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. But having 2 kids and him, 3 of them with financial pressures. I felt like I broke down at that stage, and I said, I can't do this anymore.